What's up, guys? Eric here at TeamEccenTrick. Bringing you guys another dual commentary video. This time it's TJ on the left playing his Blue Eyes GUARDRAGON. I'm on the right playing my Danger Thunder GUARDRAGON. I know I haven't bring you guys a lot of content lately. Typical excuse, busy with skateboarding, but we filmed this match about a week or two ago. Just figured I'd bring it, post it up before the ban list, so that way you guys can kind of see, pre-ban list what some of these decks can do. So TJ goes first, and he activates what looks to be a Dragon Shrine. So he sends his White Stone Legend to the graveyard, which allows him to add his Blue Eyes White Dragon from his deck to his hand. It's a mandatory effect. After that, he activates Trade In, ditches his Blue Eyes to draw 2. Thing about Blue Eyes GUARDRAGON is it has really, really strong combos, but can get a little bricky, at least to my knowledge. Giving you, brick some of your, less important Blue Eyes pieces. You want to see your combo pieces, the combo initiators, rather than the big Blue Eyes monsters, at least until later in the combo sequence. But he activates Return of the Dragon Lord, special summoning his Blue Eyes that he traded in. He activates the Melody of the Awakening Dragon, discarding his Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, adding Blue Eyes Alternative, and then another Blue Eyes. So this is basically his way of putting more dragons on the board. So he banishes his Legionnaire to special summon his Wyverburster. He activates the World Legacy GUARDRAGON continuous spell to special back his level 1 White Stone Legend. And then he links into Link Kuriboh. And that forces him to add his third copy Blue Eyes from his deck to his hand. And then from there, he goes into LP, which adds him the Collapse Serpent from his deck to his hand. He uses the World Legacy GUARDRAGON to move his LP over. And then he special summons Darkness Metal straight from his deck. And then he uses Darkness Metal to special back his White Stone Legend. And then he link 4s into the Saryuja, the biggest GUARDRAGON combo facilitator. So he gets the draws, and he gets all the effects. So there's his 4 cards that he draws, and then he puts 3 back as per Saryuja's effect. You guys can see kind of just how strong GUARDRAGONs are. So he uses Saryuja's effect to special summon his other White Stone of Legend from his hand, and then he links that up into Pisty, and then that adds him the Blue Eyes that he added back to his deck off of Saryuja. But as you can see, guys, GUARDRAGONs just allow for dragons to do stupid combos, and then Pisty brings back the Red Eyes Darkness Metal brings back the level 1 White Stone Legend. And the GUARDRAGON engine just allows dragon decks to go in on their combos and just absolutely establish crazy boards and do ridiculous things that they generally couldn't do before, only because a lot of the dragon support has been banned or limited. So Agripane special summons the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and then he link 4s again into another copy of Saryuja. So then he goes Saryuja and White Stone Legend. White Stone Legend is mandatory, so I believe that has to be first on the chain link. So then Saryuja has to resolve first because it's chain link 2. At least if that's, I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to resolve. Because Saryuja's draw effect, I believe, is optional, so it has to be Chainlink 2, whereas White Stone Legend has to be Chainlink 1 because of SEGOC. Either way, the way that he's playing his Guard Dragon Blue Eyes. It's actually pretty decent. I actually really kind of like the way he plays the deck. Not that I think it's anything too spicy or different. He uses Saryuja to special summon the Blue Eyes, putting it to 33, and then he reveals another Blue Eyes, special summons the alternative. Not that the deck is too much different. He uses Trade In to discard Diabolus, draw 2. But I feel that, you know, he's playing the deck. He's trying to basically invest his resources in the most optimal way possible so that he can plus as much as possible, which I think is the way you really want to play it. So he summons the Photon Lord Nixie's monster that allows him to negate stuff. Really good rank 8, strong card. But yeah, so then he activates Foolish Burial from there. He's already established 2 negates, 1 negate on board and then 1 negate of a monster effect. I believe Photon Lord is, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what it does. So then he Foolish Burial's Arcbrave. Really strong extender there, because Arcbrave just allows him to go in and basically bring something back. So then he special summon, he banishes the white dragon off of for the black dragon, and then I believe he links again, and then he goes into the Hieratic Seal, which is pretty ridiculous. The Hieratic Seal card, honestly, is probably, in my opinion, the best dragon support that we have. I actually think it's like, if Guard Dragons didn't have Aggro Pain, the Hieratic Seal would be the best Dragon Link monster. That like, without a doubt. But now he uses Arcbrave to special back Darkest Diabolos. So now it's my turn, and I reveal Dangerous Tsuchinoko. Shuffle up the hand so that he can go in and choose one randomly. So there's the Tsuchinoko, and its effect special summons. I use Thunder Dragon, attempting to add 2 copies of itself. That way I can, try and plus and gain a little bit of card advantage, so I can kind of dig for more resources and kind of throw more resources into his into his board. I reveal Jackalope. And from there, Jackalope is discarded, and now the way Jackalope works, when it's discarded from the hand, I can special summon a danger from the deck, so I special summon what looks to be Nessie. Just trying to get bodies on the board so that I can go into Saryuja. Not that I really think there's too much that I can do to out this board, but I feel that there are ways to play around it. It's just a matter of kind of, functioning in a way that, allows you to chain block. So then I banish the Jackalope for the White Dragon, and then I go Chain Links. I link up into Saryuja after all of my plays, after normal summoning another Jackalope with the White Dragon and the other 2 dangers. And then I go Chain Links, 1 Saryuja, 2 White Dragon, and then he goes Chain Link 3, the Hieratic Link to bounce my Saryuja, but then I still resolve both of my effects. I think it probably would have been smarter had he negated the Saryuja off of Heart Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. I wouldn't have had the draws. I wouldn't have really had too many plays to go off of from there. But either way, and then he special summons the Amorphage Goliath, which basically locks me out. So then I banish 1 light and 1 dark, and I special summon Thunder Dragon Duo. And Thunder Dragon Duo is actually a really strong card. I really do think that it's an underrated Thunder Dragon monster. And, it depending upon the composition of your hand, it can become a 31 body. So I use Thunder Dragon to add another copy of Thunder Dragon, and then I increase my Thunder Dragon Duo's attack points by 300 using its own effect. Because when a monster is in the hand is activated while it's on the field, it gains 300 attack points. Also, if it destroys a monster by battle, I believe you banish a monster from... it does something else where it allows you to plus, but then I scoop it up because there's really not much I can do. So we go to game 2. He manages to pull game 1 off of me because there's just really not much I can do to beat over this board. He has the Heart Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, the Photon Lord, Morphage Goliath, Darkest Diabolos. He has he had a really strong setup there, so there's really not much I can do. But now we're gonna go into game 2, and we side. Now, game 2, obviously it's kind of rough for me because I lost game 1 and he went first, so that means that I have to try and, obviously game 2 I get to go first, but game 3 that means that he's obviously going to, given that I win game 2, game 3 he's going to want to go first, and then he's going to try and establish another big board, and I have to try and play through it again as I did game 1. So it's kind of rough, but I feel like maybe with my sides there's potential there. There's ways for me to play around certain things and to try and play through his negates. So that being noted, it's just kind of one of those things where it's just about playing correctly. So I start off with a Sekka's Light. I banish the Sekka's Light, and I reveal the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, figuring, try and put it back into the deck so I can get more resources, more draws, and then I draw a card. I normal summon Batteryman Solar. I use Solar's effect to send Thunder Dragon Roar. Banish Thunder Dragon Roar for the White Dragon, which is the strong combo. Pro plays, everybody, pro plays, but then I special summon Thunder Dragon Dark, and then Solar triggers, which special summons a token. Then I reveal Danger Nessie. So he calls 1 through 4, and he rolls, and then there's Danger Nessie, and then Nessie allows me to add another danger when it's discarded. These dangers obviously are just so good, they all replace themselves. It's really ridiculous that none of these are hit on the ban list at all. So I reveal Danger Chupacabra. I do play Chupacabra, as you'll see if you watch the deck profile. I did profile both these decks, so I special summon the Chupacabra and drop. But both these decks were profiled recently, not too recently, but recently enough that if you guys wanted to go back and watch them, they're pretty recent on my video list. But then I use Saryuja Effect as Chainlink 1, and then Dark Effect as Chainlink 2, so Dark resolves first, adding Hawk. And then Saryuja as Chainlink 1, draws the 4, and then puts 3 back. And I like to, when I do the White Dragon and Batteryman Solar combo, I like to have a danger in hand as well, so that I can facilitate it that way. That way I don't have to get rid of my my Chaos Dragon, and I can just go into the Guard Dragon straight from there. But I summon Elpie. Elpie special summons the Omni Dragon Brotor, and then Brotor's effect allows me to discard and target a monster and add a monster from my deck to my hand of the same type and attribute with a different name. So I add Darkest Diabolos, targeting Elpie, and then I link and special summon Pisty, and then Saryuja increases Pisty, and then Pisty specials the Darkness Metal. Darkness Metal effect special summons the Darkest Diabolos from the hand. I can only special summon dragons, but given that basically my entire combo at this point, every sequence that I can do is dragon related, it's actually pretty good. So Darkest Diabolos allows me to force him to place 1 card in his hand to the top or bottom of his deck. I link 2 into Agripane, use Agripane to go into the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and then I banish the White Dragon, special summon the Dark Dragon. This is why I like using, or not using the White Dragon in that combo, in the beginning of the combo, so that I can use the Dark Dragon later on and go into another copy of Saryuja very, very easily. So then Dark Dragon 2, Saryuja 1. So then I place the 3 cards back to the bottom. And that's another thing too, is doing the Dark Dragon as Chainlink 2 and Saryuja 1, you get to resolve the Dark Dragon, which allows you another card to send back. So it's just an easy way to plus. And then I banish 3 Darks. I special summon my Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, which allows me to take another card from his hand and shuffle it back into his deck. So we roll for it, and now he only starts with 4 cards essentially, 3 in his opening turn, and then 1 on the draw. So then I use Saryuja's effect, and I discard Hawk and special summon Roar. Then I tribute Roar, or I send Roar for the Colossus, and then I overlay into Hope Harbinger. And then I use Saryuja effect now and special summon Batteryman Solar, and then I tribute Batteryman Solar for the Colossus in defense position, and then Saryuja increases the Colossus by 300 attack and defense, putting it at 29 and 27, I believe. And then I banish 1 light and 1 dark for duo, And then I go duo into a second Colossus. Our yugioh increases it to 29 and 27, I believe. So then that is my ending turn. That's the end of my turn there. Double Colossus. Sorry about that, guys. Joe reached over to grab his deck. We had a bunch of players over that night. So, as you can see, my board there was really strong. 2 Colossus, a Hope Harbinger, the Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and a Sorry yugioh, and both of the Colossuses and the Hope Harbinger are all increased by 300. So that is definitely a thing. I could have also gone into... I could have used one of my dragons and Sorry yugioh to go into the Hieratic Link and then just tributed it off to bounce something and go into my Amorphage Goliath, because I do still play Amorphage Goliath in the main, but I didn't really think that that was optimal. I figured I would rather keep all the negates on the board, especially considering that the Amorphage Goliath, if summoned off of the Hieratic Link, its stats go to 0. It doesn't really help much, although obviously I have the Hope Harbinger to redirect attacks. However, given he has a Kaiju or a Sphere mode, he can just out that very easily. And, not that that's, guaranteed to happen, but it's always good to be prepared and kind of, prepare for the worst. But now we're going into game 3, and we side it again, and he goes first. So he uses Foolish Burial, sends his Dark Worm, very strong card for Guard Dragons because it's just a free summon. And then after that, he normal summons his Whitestone Legend, and then he links it off into Linkuriboh, and then he adds Blue Eyes White Dragon off of it as a mandatory effect, uses Trade-In to get another draw for 2 cards. Essentially, it's weird because this game is all about the die roll in a way. And just the die roll and the skill and foresight of the player piloting the deck on their turn. So he link summons into Pisty using the Dark Worm. And from the look of it, he sets a card and passes. So now it's my turn, and I used Thunder Dragon, attempting to plus a little bit more, obviously, trying to get as much card advantage so that I can throw as many resources at his board as possible. Not that he has any negates or anything, but I figure, outing that Linkuriboh is going to be kind of annoying. And he did kind of limit himself with not being able to move his LP over, only because of... so then after that I go Battle Phase, and Battle Phase evenly matched, and then I reveal Nessie in main phase 2. So then I discard a Thunder Dragon, special summon the Nessie, and I draw a card. And as you can see, the evenly matched was sided in. I tribute the Nessie to normal summon my 3rd copy of Thunder Dragon, and then I go right into Colossus, figuring that Blue Eyes does a lot of searching and a lot of drawing and stuff. So I figure if I can just make big enough monsters that he can't get over, then I can at least protect myself and put some damage on board. But then I banish 1 light and 1 dark for Thunder Dragon Duo. And then I am forced to end turn because I already went to Battle Phase and end of Battle Phase with evenly. So now it's his turn, and all he has is 1 face down card on his field, 1 back row. I evenlyed out his monsters, and he decided. Well, I played evenly, and he banished his 2 monsters, 1 Linkuriboh and 1 Alpi, which really kind of limits him because Alpi is one of the strongest pieces. It's the starting piece of the Guard Dragon combos. You need it in order to get 1 dragon from your deck. So he normal summons the Whitestone Legend and then links. Goes into Pisty, banishes 3 lights, special summons Chaos Dragon Levianer. And then from there he notices that I can protect all of my I can protect my Thunder Dragon, so he attacks the Thunder Dragon duo. And the thing is he couldn't search off of that link because of my Colossus, so now it's my turn. So I special summon Pankratops because he controls 2 monsters. I reveal Danger Tsuchinoko. And then Tsuchinoko special summons itself. And then I draw 1. I actually don't draw because Tsuchinoko discarded itself, so I actually don't draw. Sorry about that, guys. But then I reveal Danger Nessie, discard, and then Nessie adds Jackalope. But yeah, I did when I drew off of the accidentally off the Tsuchinoko effect, I put the card back. I sometimes get confused with that, but then Jackalope resolves, and then I get to draw a card. So then I have 1 card in my hand. I have 2 small dangers on board, a Pankratops and a Thunder Dragon. I figure that here I can probably put some damage on board, maybe you know, get some plays going. So I tribute both of my dangers for a Danger Nessie that I drew off of the Jackalope, figuring that maybe I can put some damage on board. But then I go into battle phase, and I go 16 over his Pisty, and then still mid battle phase, quick effect of Pankratops to destroy his Levianeer, and then I go in for 26. And then I pass to him. So then there, he scoops it up. Thing is if you notice, he had the Called by the Grave face down on his board, so he could have Called by the Grave my Pankratops as I used it. Granted, I would have still had a lot of time to amass a comeback, only because, Levianeer would have had to have attack over Colossus, and I would have had Thunder Dragons to banish to protect my Colossus. I would have just switched it to defense, so it really wouldn't have done much. But it would have at least kept his Levianeer on board, so that we would have been in kind of a war of attrition type game state, where it all depends on who draws the first card that can advance their game state further. So that was the game, Danger Thunder GUARDRAGON versus Blue Eyes GUARDRAGON. I know that we haven't really been bringing content to you guys as much lately. I try to bring at least 1 video to you guys a week. It's obviously not the best quality. We're all just so preoccupied with other things. I'm not going to mention what, because I do it every video, so I know that probably gets sickening to you guys. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Really appreciate your guys' views. Any views you guys can give us, any subscriptions, any likes, anything at all would be appreciated. We really appreciate any of you guys viewing our content. It's just really awesome to know that we have at least some kind of support in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. We're working on decks, we're working on things. I have a lot of decks I want to build, especially now that Battles of Legend Heroes Revenge is coming out, by the way, guys. That's going to be really exciting. I can't wait to open a box for you guys. I actually intend on opening it on camera for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, Eric here with TeamEccenTrick, and I am signing out. Rate and subscribe, leave your comments and ideas in the comment section below, and don't hesitate to give us respectful suggestions on content you want to see. Eric on behalf of the team saying take care, and TeamEccenTrick out.